whether you start children later, and some countries do, or earlier, is not really the issue. It's what you actually do in that period of time. I remember working with a little boy once called Mohsin years ago, and when I started working with him, he had 6 months to prepare for a grammar school exam. He had a reading age of around about 7, and he was already 10 years old. His maths was appalling. He didn't know any of his tables. And that little boy begged me to help him. And I said, I can't do it, I can't do it. And in the end, I agreed. So I worked with him twice a week, 2 hours a week. And I set him lots of homework. And astonishingly, that boy made the most incredible progress. And he passed the 11 plus. In fact, the school didn't believe him. He had to bring the certificate in the following day to show them, or the letter, and then they paraded him like a mascot. If I was designing a national curriculum and improving it now, perhaps I should just step back from that question just a little bit by saying that all educationists want the same thing. You know, one thing we could agree about is we want educationally children who are able to use thinking skills, free thinking, independent thinking. We all want that. The difficulty is deciding how we get there. We need a curriculum that has a good structure. For instance, if on the English side, you've got to teach grammar. You can't just have what I experienced when I was at school, just this idea that, you know, you'd only teach grammar when it came up. You need a structured process of teaching grammar, teaching sentence structure, teaching syntax, so that we can get to a point where we can do free writing. And I think we need very firm structure in those lower years. You know, going from free play, yes, in years 1 and 2, but then from year 3 onwards up to 6, we have to teach children basic skills in English and maths, get their numeracy to a certain level, so that when they go into secondary education, which has many, many subject areas, that's the problem. And you need literacy to do history, to do geography, to do social studies, or whatever other academic, more arts-orientated subjects. And you need technical skills in maths to be able to cope with physics and chemistry and information technology. So there is a real need to ensure that literacy and numeracy is at a good level when we go into secondary education, because if we don't have that, then in secondary schools it is not possible to put that in place.